So students, today I am going to explain very important point, and it is how to protect in case of an earthquake. Children, so in earthquake very huge damage is caused. There is very huge damage, and all the things they are disturbed. All the things, whether it is transportation, it is electricity distribution system, telephone lines, cables, railways, each and everything, water supply, buildings are collapsed, roads are destroyed, roads are disturbed. So there is complete chaos in our lives due to devastating effect, due to dangerous effect of the earthquake. And as a result, each one of us or the persons who are affected directly or indirectly by the earthquake are in deep anxiety, depression, panic. And as a result, some standard protocol, children, there are some standard protocols to do in case of an earthquake. And if we follow these standard protocols, then certainly we are able to protect us, prevent us from the dangerous effects or bad effects of earthquake. Now children, for this, the steps, protective measures, they have been classified, they have been divided into the following points, following categories. And so first is mitigation. First point is mitigation. So mitigation is the point, mitigation is the step in which there is the minimum damage. In mitigation there is the minimum damage. So mitigation may be defined as the efforts or the measures due to which there is the minimum damage. There is the minimum damage to the affected person. So it is defined as the wage due to which there is minimum damage, and destruction during an earthquake. So children, this is only possible when we do some points, to prevent the damage. And for this mitigation, some points have to be taken care. As you know, I had explained yesterday, in Japan, most of the buildings which are simple buildings or the high-rise buildings, skyscrapers, they are made from such materials. The materials are very light in nature. So, first point is that use of lightweight materials. Use of lightweight materials in construction of buildings, houses, etc. So it is one point that lightweight material is used. This is one point. Now the lightweight materials are why so important? Children, actually when you use lightweight material, then during the earthquake, the vibration experienced by the lightweight material building or building with low weight will be less intense, because if a building is very heavy, then it will experience more force. If the building is made up of heavy material, it will experience more force. More force will be experienced, and so if it will vibrate at more force, then there will be the more damage. So this is, children, most important point. Now children, second point, base the base or foundation, the base or foundation of buildings, the base or foundation of buildings must be on hard, surface. Children, you know this. Whenever there is any construction is going on in your nearby area, or it happens that you can see, so before construction of buildings, some soil from the top layer, it is digged out, it is taken out. Then there is the formation of pillars and the foundation or concrete is put. Why? It is because we want to provide very firm, very strong foundation. Because if foundation is weak, then in case of an earthquake, the building will start vibrating more, or there can be cracks. The cracks can be developed very easily. As a result, the foundation or base must be very much strong. So this is, children, very much important. Now children, then third point in this is that proper placement or location of dangerous materials. Proper placement of dangerous materials. It means, suppose we have LPG cylinders. So LPG cylinders should be kept in such safe place so that in case of an earthquake, it may not happen that there can be the blasting of the cylinders or gas due to the collapse of buildings. So proper care must be taken while shifting. In other way, we have the electricity supply. So electricity supply must be safe and secure. Electricity supply, cables, wiring, they must be safe and secure, so that in case of any damage, the electricity cable may not be destroyed and the persons may not have the electric shock. Now, children, fourth point in this mitigation, that fixing using of best materials in highly efficient manner. So children, fixing using, I mean to say, we should use best quality. We should use best quality of materials. If you are using the cement, if you are using the rods, if you are using any other thing, it should be of best quality, so that the building should not collapse easily. Other point, fixing. If we want to have this RCC or roof, or even if the roof is not permanent, if roof is made up of sheets, then it should be fixed in a proper manner. If there is RCC roof, then RCC is of best quality. Standard protocols must be taken into consideration so that there may not be any problem. And so children, this is all about the first point, that is mitigation. So once again I am repeating, mitigation is the proper usage of materials, proper usage of substances, proper standard protocols, so that the dangers, the effects of the earthquake is much less. Now children, this is second very important part, during the earthquake. So it is readiness or it is preparedness. So readiness or preparedness means we must have a proper action plan during an earthquake for emergency situation handling. So children, readiness or preparedness we must have at our own home. We must have at our own homes. You know, every one of us have in our home first aid kits in all the days throughout. We have, you know, antiseptic solution, we have cotton, we have gauze, you know, we have some other anti medicines like painkiller, you know. So why do this? First, we have this concept of first aid. These materials are called as first aid kits, or we have the first aid kit. You might have seen. We keep the medicines of vomiting also, headache, fever. We at first instance, in case of an emergency, in case of certain point, we have to go there. We have to go there at our place, or we search with the neighbors. But children, in case of earthquake is not a joke. So we must have the proper emergency kit. We have emergency medicines, and there is the disaster management, so that the disaster caused by the earthquake may be controlled in a very effective manner, and we may rather reduce the suffering. If in earthquake any person is hurt, so we can wrap the affected organ, we can have the bandage, we can give a painkiller, we can give any medicine to reduce the suffering, to reduce the pain. So in this first warning, first aid kits with proper medicines and related substances. Related substances like gauze, cotton, antiseptic, medicines, all should be there. Now children, in addition of this, there can be some, ready-made foods, like, we keep at our homes biscuits, snacks. So we should have proper planning for each and everything. Suppose no meals are available, no food is available, babies are there. So we have to think of it. For babies, and each one of us must have some milk powder so that we can give the babies. We can have, this milk for babies or old age persons. So children, owning first aid kits is very important part in this connection. Now the action plan for exist safely. Action plan must be there for existing safely. Safe exist. We have in India particularly one, main door for entry exist. But at least there should be two in case of earthquake. If by chance, if one we have only one door and it is closed by by collapse of building, and earthquake comes in different intervals, different frequencies. So what will happen if the building collapse and the main entrance has been blocked, and again it is coming? What will happen? Everyone will be buried inside the debris. So children, this is a very much important part to note, that there must be some action plan for exist safely. And we have to save the life. In earthquake, the most important part is save the life. Then third is always be in a strong family and neighbor support system. It means we should not be for only oneself or ourselves. We have to see entire persons, whether a person is in trouble or not. Remove very quickly, take out very quickly. So some action plan must be there, and always you should be strong in terms of our morale, so that we are very morally strong, and we can overcome from this dangerous effect of the earthquake, and we can save ourselves, we can save the family, etc. Now children, the third step in the combating, rather I am using the word combating, means fighting back, combating against the earthquake, is the response. So children, response is the third important step after the earthquake. So a response, basically our own thought process. What is our reaction? Response means our reaction during an earthquake. Our reaction during an earthquake, that is what to do first. That is what to do first. So children, this is response is very important point, not in earthquake but in all the situations. So children, our response time should be very less. It should be much less. Our response time should be very less. Or simply we can say, do work quickly. Our work has to be done quickly. It means take care of ourselves, our family members, children, elder, each and everyone, to go to safe place. So moving at safe places as soon as possible. If the entrance is open, if the building is collapsing slowly, move out quickly and go to open fields. Going to open places. Going to open places. Go to open places, because away from the building, open places away from building. Away from the building, because there is always danger that the building may collapse and every one of us will die. So it is there. Now then, if inside the building under the corners, hard beds, table, etc. You know, corners in a room are not affected because every corner like this, every corner is bounded by two walls, and the roof is not going to fall easily. And the children have to keep in mind that the corners roof in a room falls rarely. So this is very simple point. If you are inside any house or your own house or a school, move first to the corners. This is one point. Second, just I have written hard bed. If you have hard bed, go inside. If it is trying to fall, if the roof is falling, then you may go inside the wooden table, wooden chair, or any safe places and try to move away. Moving away from damaged building. So this is our first response point, that we have to do this, and it is called as duck and drop technique. This is called nothing, but this is duck and drop technique. This is called as duck and drop technique. And children, this is very important part, and it is one point. Now other point is, if you are out of any building, move quickly towards open places, and moving away from electricity poles. In case of an earthquake, move away from the electricity poles, transmission lines. Children, because transmission lines are damaged, but it takes some time. There is auto switching off, there is auto triggering off in the electricity department. In case of an earthquake, the lines are automatically cut down, but we have to take care. If it falls, then what happens? We are damaged by the electric cable because they are very heavy. The poles, the transformer, the electricity distribution system is very much heavy, so we are damaged very badly. Now children, the last point is recovery. So children, as you know, recovery. In recovery, we do such activities so that there is the maintenance of the ideal condition. So in this last step, we go for the restoration of normal conditions, then emergency treatment, food in the earliest time as far as possible. We should go very easily, and this in response time. Response time should be very quick. So for this, checking of injured persons. Checking of injured persons and rushing for medical help. Search for the injured persons and go for the any medical help, medical emergency. You can, if it is okay, then you can do it at our home. Then we have to go for the hazards. Go for checking for hazards. Checking for hazards. So, checking for hazards means see if any earthquake is coming or not. Wait. And not be in panic. Children, this is very important part. Not be in panic. Because safety saves. There is a proverb in English, safety saves. We are not, in proper safety condition, so we cannot save. So safety saves is the very important point. And children, the next very important part is the waiting and caring for after shocks. Children, if there is an earthquake, then the small tremors which are called as after shocks, they are always experienced, children. There is time interval in case of an earthquake. Initially it starts at low intensity, then it becomes high, and then again it goes to normal. And if it has happened, that may happen that there can be the second one. So these are called as aftershocks, and so by this we can minimize the children earthquake and the conditions, and so it is very much important point about this control and coordination. So children, control and coordination is also one point. So in that sense, I would like to say control and coordination is the key factor. Control and coordination. Control and coordination is the key factor, and we can minimize the earthquake.